Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Solo Mission. I'm back on here with my political points of view as we talk about continued injustice in the African American community. So if you happen to subscribe to my channel page and you're looking for the meat towel content, this video may not be for you. So let's move forward. However, what I hate, and I'm gonna try to enunciate my words and come off very clear in the mic so this video can come off a little crisp and clear. But let's move forward here. What I hate and what I find myself very disappointed every year is annual that we have a case in the media that seems to catch fire and go viral of continued injustice against African American men and women. And in this latest case, which is at the time of this video a year old, and the reason for this video is to highlight that how the covering up and swept under the rug of attention that it has gotten. We still haven't had no justice for this case, and I'm talking about Jamarion Robinson. All right, he was an African American male shot. He was a college student in Atlanta, and from the understanding of the story is it was mistaken identity. They ended up shooting this guy 76 times. Now I do have the video of the female recording the apartment and how it looks, and I had to calm myself down with the anger and rage that I have whenever time I look at that video and see how this male was shot at the top of the stairs and then drug down the stairs. And the facts are, they saying that it appears that someone stood over him and shot into him as he's laying on the ground. And there's no outrage. And that video is just really doing something to me. I mean, you still see the crime scene tape in the video outside the department. All the blood splattered and things of that nature. And here it is a year later, after, the quote unquote Black Lives Matter. Now, I'm not going to attack Black Lives Matter like I'm known to do, since the family has reached out to Black Lives Matter in Atlanta, Georgia. My personal feelings on Black Lives Matter has already been documented. But here it is a year later, and it's still no real outrage that an African American male, or any male for that matter, can be shot 76 times. You can come to my home or my apartment or his girlfriend's apartment. You can, I guess, a no-knock warrant. Because see, Atlanta, Georgia had a case like that with the elderly lady. That they went in her house and ended up shooting the elderly lady. And in this case here, they come and the female in her video gives very vivid details about the warrant not being stamped at the time that they entered the apartment from the time that it was stamped on the piece of paper. See, every time I do these injustice type videos, I know they're not going to get the views on YouTube. I really don't give a shit. Well, see, what it's showing me for the future generation, this millennial generation, just so wrapped up in reality TV and secular music and all these fake ass hip hop artists. At the time of this video, never mind. Let's move forward. Never mind. All right. Rest in peace to that artist that just passed away in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's move forward. I'm sick and tired of having to do this here. You know, it just really gets on my skin that we still have this this mentality that I'm gonna wait till it happens to me before I be vocal about the shit. Here I go again telling you, don't wait, motherfucker. Be active now. Is what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck what race a person is. Nobody should not be shot 76 times and then drugged down the steps. And from the autopsy showing entry and exit wounds out of a person's head, which is showing that a person was over a person shooting at them. And oh yeah, that's just justified. Here a year later, nothing has happened in this case. And like the female said in her video, they're gonna sweep it on the rug, but they do it in every motherfucking case, right? You know, they involve us, right? And I'm trying to figure out where is the outrage a year later. I mean, there is none. Just like with Korean Games, a year later, there is none. And you know, every time I see these incidents, I'm not surprised. You know, it just it's pissing me off in multiple directions. Number one, you asking Black Lives Matter to get involved, but they not even organized as an organization to even know what the fuck they should be doing. Yeah, you use the corny ass title Black Lives Matter, but don't you think all lives matter? Sure, I get the notion that African Americans are being targeted the most. I get that in your title. But to make the organization a little bit bigger, with a little bit more meaning behind it, you should include all race. When you have injustice out here, you need to go and fight for all race of people. And it just disappoints me. And I'm not surprised. I'm just angry at the system itself. That you can have U.S. Marshals come in and batter around through your door, shoot upstairs, downstairs, and then they come up and then they do a little cute ass story saying that Mr. Robinson had a gun and he was shooting towards them. And clearly in the female video, she showed that there was no return fire or fire towards their direction, the direction of the officers. Because if he was shooting downstairs towards the door and even missed, you would have had a bullet hole going down the stairs towards the front door, which there was none. Clearly, a lot of goddamn bullets going up the wall, upstairs. Clearly in her video. Now I have the video. I refuse to post that video on social media because I gives a fuck about social media laws and rules and shit. But they want to ban my shit. See, they hate the word free speech on some shit. So out of respect for the family, I just keep that video and just put it in documented on a hard drive to remind myself this is the shit that they do. This is the standard. Just like Philando Castile in Minnesota, Minneapolis. We can pull you over and within seconds shoot all up in the car and endanger everybody else's lives and the little 4-year-old girl that was in that car. And that's justified. That's okay. That's cool. He did a great job, is what they're saying. It's like the Justin Diamond. You know, but with this case here, I'm just disappointed, really. I'm disappointed in this state. I'm disappointed in Black Lives Matter, but you already know that shit all by now. You should. And here it is a year later, and not one mention. If it wasn't for people keeping it going on this platform here. I forget that people, they fake mourn. That's right. That's real. Get that shit written down. That's real language. They fake mourn for a day, a week, a month or two, and then they go back to their real lives and shit. And I always ask myself, nigga, if Martin Luther King Jr. was to just march for 1 week and just said, you know what, Coretta, I gives no fucks no more. I wonder if Ralph David Abernathy and Hosea Williams would do the same thing. Even Congressman John Lewis, I wonder if he would have just said, you know what, Martin Luther King Jr., I'm with you, but I don't have time to be billy clubbed and dogs sicked on me and water hosed on these streets. Martin Luther King Jr., I'm done. So I wonder if John Lewis would have said that shit, or Andrew Young. I just wonder. See, us as African Americans, we tend to fake mourn when somebody died. Like I say, if it don't happen to me, I don't care attitude. Y'all, some of y'all females care more about hair, nails, toes, and clothes and shit than what's really going on in your own face. And that irritates me to death. So hopefully we can get some kind of justice for Jamarion Robinson and all the other people that don't even make news from all race and walks of life. And for this case to be a mistaken identity, they end up killing the wrong person. Makes it even more angry. But I don't see the outrage. And it's just killing me, man. It really is. I mean, as a race, we should not have to wait till it happened to us in our living rooms before we get upset. But when you got a lot of people that's brainwashed and caught up in this reality TV and secular music and walking around here in the Matrix, then this is what's going to happen. You fake mourn, you get out there and you protest and do all that little cute shit, and then a year later go by and this family haven't received no justice. The FBI say they still investigating. Well, how are y'all still investigating when y'all left the crime scene and you didn't even get all the damn information from the crime scene that you left? You left a lot of goddamn evidence there. I'm gonna get the fuck up off this video here, but again, as African American men and women, no matter what fuck state you stay in, no matter what hood and urban area, no matter your dialect, fuck all that. We gotta stay mentally woke in this country. We gotta stop all this hating and shit on each other. Always looking down and frowning and clowning each other and shit. We gotta start building each other up. When we see injustice go on in this country, and I ain't talking about just the white officer kills black man or woman. I'm talking about all fucking crimes. The black on black crime that continue to go on every goddamn weekend up there in Chicago. And where the fuck is Black Lives Matter? Where y'all at, nigga? Are you scared of Chicago? Because you can't get upset and bent out of shape when we getting killed by these, them motherfuckers. And you don't get upset when we killing each other. All right? Them picking the blankets, they doing their job. All right? That's the Illuminati. That's their New World Order. But how are we being a part of that shit when we killing each other? Is my question. See, the moment when Black Lives Matter go to a black on black crime scene and protest, nigga, will be the day that I will get out there and say, I fuck with Black Lives Matter. Until then, nigga, y'all can kiss my ass. That's real language. Rest in peace to Jamarion.
Oh. Really? Police out here shooting folks, y'all, in the house.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.